Kicking in. Let me know. We should be live on my end. It's very slow. Let me see here. Give me a second, guys. If we are live, let me know, guys.
It's live. It just popped up.
Okay, perfect, guys. Let me pass this to Sean real quick, guys. Thank you for joining us in another show. It's a very special show here for Operation 11 Charlie, another Monday. I see a bunch of people already in the chat. Bennett and I will be here, guys, for the beginning of the show. We'll be here for a minute. We just got back from an amazing event that we're gonna be talking about. I'm still here in Wyoming. I'll fly out early in the morning. So gotta be ready here by 3 a.m. And then but now I just want to welcome everybody in the chat that is here. I see a bunch of people here already. And then let me see here real quick. Frank is on the chat. Welcome in, brother. Operation 11 Charlie veteran. Rose, welcome in. Rob Gunning, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Thompson RC, Jeff, welcome in. Russell, how you doing, brother? Welcome in. Who else here in the chat? If I missed something, Nicholas, welcome in, guys. Kurt, welcome in, guys. Thank you. Trail crawlers, welcome in, brother. Thank you for being here with us. If I'm, can you guys hear me? I'm still
struggling. We got you,
here.
Javier. Yep.
You guys lost me?
No,
no, you're good.
He must can't hear us.
Yeah, you're still good, Javier.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm probably gonna have to go back to my phone or something. I apologize for that again, guys. I'm in a hotel. And I think I need to go, guys. Can you hear me or not?
Yes.
Yeah, Javier. Yeah, we got you. Don't worry about it.
Got you. Yeah, because my computer is like everything is frozen here. So take over real quick, Sean. I'm gonna join from the phone, and then I'll keep talking about the event. So I'm gonna join from my phone real quick.
No problem, Javier. We'll get you when you come back. So we'll get you when you come back. So Bennett, you were actually at the event this week, weren't you?
Yes.
What did you think of the event this week?
It was a blast. Like they went back and forth between 1-to-1 sand rails and RCs doing sand drags. Like did natural aspirated side by sides, and we did 10 scale sand drags, and then they did modified, and then they did 8 scale, and then they did unlimited, and then they did big scale. That was nuts. Like I've never been to an RC drag event.
I was gonna say I saw somebody's E-Revo ripping down the sand.
Yeah.
Did do pretty good?
Honestly, I went down too soon. They called for RC sand drag, so I went down there, and like I said, they split it up where it was RC side by side, RC side by side. So by the time I got to 8 scale, like I was shot. I couldn't stand anymore.
Oh.
So I went up to West Desert Wheeler and said, "Here's my Revo. Here's my tickets. Find somebody to run it." So he found somebody to run it, and they did an amazing job with it. And they got amazing pictures for me. So it worked out good. Somebody got to have fun that wouldn't have had fun, and I got to watch. So worked out great.
And then Sunday, did you go out crawling Sunday or?
We went crawling Saturday too. So after the event was done, they handed Javier keys to his side by side. And then a couple other side by sides put the rest of us in. So Javier got to drive a fancy side by side. And try to keep up with everybody else that's crazy on side by sides.
Yeah, that's nice. That's awesome.
to go crawling. So we went crawling that first night, and then we got back up early in the morning, and they took us 1-to-1 crawling through what they called the Fallen. So it's 11 gates. Each gate is after a different war. So the first gate is World War I, World War II. And they get all the way to the end, and there's a military memorial. Like they got a flag drilled in the rock and like benches with every branch on it, and like people have came up there and like stuck coins in the wall and memorial presents in the wall. Breathtaking.
Nice.
Kind of
Sounds like
emotional.
a really.
Yeah, kind of
Yeah.
emotional. And then we came back down from that, and then Wet's Desert Wheeler took us to one of his famous spots, and we crawled that last night. There were some little kids out there with like these custom crawlers that like we were all kind of wild about. Kilburn walked up and he's like, "Oh, those are so-and-so axles," and they're like, "That's us."
Oh, that was them, the kids.
Yeah, it
Wow.
was the kids' grandpas, so it was like
Oh,
third
okay.
generation running these axles that used to be a big deal like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
I remember the name, like Paulson's or
I'll
something.
pull it up. Yeah, he sent them to me, and I was just like, "Where'd you find that?" He's like, "On the rocks."
Yeah, so it was like third generation. The little kids were crawling it. The dad was there. The granddad was the one that originally made them like 15, 18 years ago, and they were a big deal. Like everybody wanted them back then. And they were crawling just as good, if not better, than everybody
That's
else that
crazy.
was up there with these custom rigs that are 18 years old.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
It was a blast.
Jeff Woods, Juan Lucas, Big Red Bitch, welcome in. TTC4, welcome. So guys, in the chat, if any have any questions for Jason or Sean, feel free to put them in the chat and we'll ask them any questions we can. So just don't be afraid to ask
So
the
how
questions.
was Slick Rock? Was it actual slick?
If anybody's been to Colorado or Utah, knows that Slick Rock's not Slick Rock. It's 30 grit sandpaper.
Yeah,
The
I
only
was
thing
just,
I like about Slick Rock is there's like broken off rocks sitting on top of rocks. So like when you go over those slide out from underneath you. That's about the only thing that's slick about it.
yeah,
It's a
I'm
great place to break tires in because it's like 30 grit sandpaper.
East Coast don't have that. It looked like Mars rocks out there. It was all orange and red.
Yeah, it's a bigger version of Wyoming. Like Wyoming is great for RC crawling, but that section of Utah is great for any crawling. But
I see
absolute
Rob
blast.
Gunn.
Randall was out there with his Jeep, killing some lines in his daily driver Jeep. He had Kayla in the Jeep most of the day with him, which is funny because they were here for a few days, and I was trying to take my Hummer down the mountain here in town, which is a legitimate road. It's got a speed limit sign, blah, 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 blah. Kayla was freaking out like, no, back up. They wouldn't take no for an answer during this run. So I can imagine what the inside of Randall's Jeep sounded like.
Hey, stop.
We got Javier back on his phone. You want to turn that phone sideways, Javier?
But mute
Stop
him.
talking about me, man.
There we go, brother. There we go. 907 CCXRC, welcome into the chat. Queenie, welcome in as well.
I was gonna say they're already questioning what scale Rat has. Rob, you
Oh.
want to show off what you got in front of you before we get back into it?
Well, yeah, this one. TRX4X, new Defender. The client wanted a mint color, and we were debating whether to keep it clean or go dirty. And he's like, you know what? Go dirty.
Always
So,
go dirty with it, yeah.
but you know, you can't add rust to these, so you have to just make it look dusty and dirty.
Yeah, I know a lot of people don't realize they add rust to a vehicle that was made from aluminum. Like, and you look at them like, why did you rust your Land Rover?
Yeah,
It's like it
I
doesn't
had
rust.
someone ask me like, can you rust one of these for me? I'm like, no, but I can make it look dirty. And they're like,
Yeah,
why?
yeah.
Like, don't rust. Like, if I do something like that, that's gonna make me look really bad. I'm just not gonna do that.
Yeah, I know, because I get that question all the time, like that, like the camel trucks that's up there.
Yeah.
I can't point, like, and they're like, well, why is there no rust? And I'm like, because they were aluminum bodies, they don't rust. That's why there's dirt in certain places. There's like, you just can't rust them.
Yes. I'll be doing a camel one here in a few days. I got all
Yeah.
my mouth and everything made already for them, so I'm excited about that.
Awesome. Looking forward to that, brother. I know whatever you do is gonna be sick. So real quick, brother, I don't know where you guys, where we left, if we kept, on what
Bennett was,
Bennett
Bennett was filling us in on the event.
on the
Bennett
event.
just filled us in on
Awesome.
the event.
I
and
was
stuff
giving them the
like that.
down and dirty. We'll get into it deeper later, but
Like,
Gotcha.
you
So
had
I think,
something
yeah,
great.
on the show
I think
tonight.
we should just jump over to Jason and Sean. No, then
Yeah. Go ahead
Mm.
real quick. Thank you everybody. Before we go, thank you everybody for this event. To Cody, this wife, the whole everybody that it was in charge of this event, right? The wife, Miles, West Desert Will, Logan, everybody that was there. Thanks, Connor, one of our rock cars, fellow veteran, Operation 11 Charlie veteran, everybody that was had anything to do with this event. You guys blew our mind. Everything that happened, this just incredible how the community keeps moving that bar up. It's just incredible. We are so very grateful. Go ahead, guys, take over.
I was gonna say, Javi, real quick, can you show that T-shirt?
Oh yes, real quick.
They had shirts made, and for anybody watching, they are available still.
Yes, guys. If you guys, Sean, if you could present me here real quick, they have a bunch of shirts available, guys, and these shirts are amazing, right? And right here, this is the front, right? It says right here, I can see Battle on the Beach 2, right? Got all the sponsors, right? And then on the back, it has, oh, look at this, man. Look at this right here. I don't know, you guys can
Operation
see
11
it.
Charlie. That's awesome.
Yes, guys, just incredible. I love it, everything that they did. And it's only $15 a shirt. I'll be sharing on the link here on the phone. I'll be sharing the link for this, guys. It's $15 plus shipping. And so you guys can reach out to Cody Sky RC out there in St. George, Utah. So I just want to say this. Thank you, guys.
Awesome. Okay, awesome. So I guess we'll jump over to you, Jason. If you want to tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Sure. Thanks for having me and Sean today. Sean, I met Sean in Arizona, just randomly walking in the desert. I was with my dad. We were trying to meet up with 3 other guys, trying to go out crawling in the desert. And Sean just happened to be with his buddy and just randomly walked into each other. That was a couple of years ago, and then we stayed friends. And recently he went to one of the events in Las Vegas. It was a retailer's event, and he represented our brand, which was a great help for us because I'm in Hong Kong right now, and there's travel restrictions, so I can't really travel at the moment. So Sean went for us, and I really appreciated that. So when you guys invited me, the first person I thought was, I gotta invite Sean as well to the show because he knows pretty much. I think he knows more about the products than I do. So that's why I invited Sean here. So a little bit about myself. I live in Hong Kong. I started the business Asia Tees when I was about 14, 15 years old. I first got into RC when I was probably around 12 years old. My first RC was a Tamiya Mini Cooper M01. And the first time seeing any RC was, I have an older brother. He's 6 years older than me. And I went into his room. He was on the floor laying down. And I remember he had all the parts out of the box, kind of like exploded onto the ground. And I was probably about 8 years old, and I was fascinated. I still remember that image of all the RC parts, the clear body on the side. And I was just thinking, oh, I want to do that one day, but it's just like too complicated for me at that time. And so I'm lucky. I have an older brother, and he taught me a lot of things. He introduced RC to me, and he's actually the person that told me that, hey, maybe you have an opportunity to start your own business. So that was when I was 14 years old. I got lucky. I was online roaming the RC forums. Back then there was an RC forum called Tamiya Forum. And I think a lot of the guys are from Australia. And they were saying, hey, it's really difficult to find RC parts online. I'm talking about 20 plus years ago. So this was when e-commerce just started. So I saw these guys wanting to buy RC stuff. So, and you know, if you guys been to Hong Kong, you know, Hong Kong is a place where you can find almost anything with RC stuff. You just go to a street, there's like 10, 20 hobby stores on one street. So I go to these hobby stores and I find all these parts for really cheap. Everything was like super low price. So I went back to the forum and I said to these guys, I said, hey, I'm able to buy these things. Who would be interested if I have these things for sale? And everyone said, yeah, I'm interested. So back then I only had about, I remember $400 US. And so I borrowed another $500 from my mom. I sat my mom down, I explained the situation to her. I said, hey, there's these guys that want to buy stuff online. And I think I can, you know, make some money, make some pocket money. And then, so, you know, money was really tight at the time, but my mom trusted me, which I'm forever grateful for that. And then I placed my first order. So I told all the guys online, hey, I have the stuff now. Who wants to buy from me? So I bought everything. And then everybody was, you know, skeptical of the whole situation of buying online at the time. So, but luckily my brother told me, hey, check out this website. It just started a few months ago. It's called eBay. And that was, the rest was history. So I put everything on eBay and it just sold out like hotcakes, right? And then that's how I kind of started the business. And eventually I started learning how to do programming. I did my own one-page website and it just grew from there. So I started programming when I was about 15. And up until I went to college in Arizona State. I remember when I applied for college, my dad told me, he said, hey, Jason, you're actually already making more money than, you know, other people that graduated from college are making. So maybe think about not going to college. But on the other hand, my mom, she's very different than my dad. I have, you know, very polar opposite parents. My mom said, your brother got an education, your sister is getting an education, you got to get an education too. So I went to college. I studied there for 5.5 years. And while I was away in Arizona, my parents ran the business for me. So I would do all the programming online, and they would go to the suppliers, get the stuff, and then mail it out package them and mail it out for me. And that's kind of how I paid for my college. And also it helped out my family a little bit and also helped out my sister a little bit. And she was going through college as well. So I came back, graduated, came back, and I've been doing this since I came back to Hong Kong. And it's been about 12 years since I came back. So that's Asia Tees. And for BoomRacing, we started BoomRacing about 6-7 years ago. There were a lot of factories and suppliers that they don't necessarily have a brand. So we bought the stuff from those factories and rebranded them and put it in, you know, under the BoomRacing brand. So that's how the BoomRacing brand started. But nowadays, all the stuff that we push out under BoomRacing brand is developed in-house. We have our own designers. Everything is designed from the ground up. Yeah, so it's that's pretty much it.
Yeah, because that was actually one of the questions in the chat for you was the new manufactured soldering jig. Was that designed in-house?
Which, oh, the jig? Yes.
Yeah.
The jig, so I have a very good friend, Bert Manansala. He's actually he's actually in Guam. And we had Brian Parker over for the Recon G6 event, and Bert came to Hong Kong. And when he was in Hong Kong, we talked about, you know, what products to make. This was a couple years back. This was pre-COVID, and we talked about making a jig. And so because Bert owns a hobby store in Guam, it's called Chronix Hobby. And so he always had some issues with soldering, with the motors rolling around the table. There was never, there's no soldering jig that has a motor stand. So this is the main feature of this product. So it took us, I would say, a good 2.5 years to actually bring this product to life. So it just got released about a month ago. And when it was released, people really liked it. I saw the reactions online. People thought it was a really good idea to have a motor stand with the soldering jig. So yeah, that's.
Well, I was gonna say, even with the battery connectors on it, but every time I shared the post, people are like, "Man, it's sold out again." But Jeremy Kilburn, he got one, and we were able to check it out, holding it. Yeah, there's a lot of thought, I mean, put into it. He got, and what do you have? You have add-on options with the jig, correct? You can get an extra arm and stuff.
You can get extra arms. One of the reasons why it took so long to release this product was because we had to make sure the cost, the final price is not that expensive, because you can buy soldering jig for $10 on some websites, right? And the most expensive one that I've seen is right around $50. So when we first made the prototype, the cost was just too high. We can't sell it at 50, even at $50, we can't sell it at that price, because, you know, we sell to our dealers. And so we need a little bit more margin. So we had to go back and figure out what kind of things we can do to lower the cost, but keep the quality there, so that, you know, we can release the product. The price is not that high, but then we also have something that's like great quality. So that took a while. And also, I mean, we've been releasing so many products, so sometimes projects just get, you know, stopped, and then we work on something else. Yeah.
So there's a big release in January.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the big release in January. Actually, I think a raffle is coming up soon, though, for the.
So so the big release should be coming in January. That was the plan. But I don't know if we can keep that promise to release the vehicle. I know this is going to disappoint a lot of people, actually, but we're still working on the molds at the moment. And the chassis, it's going to be on a BRX-02. And the BRX-02 is already a proven platform, but we've made new parts to go with the Series 3. So there will be some new parts. So the chassis, we're still working on it, but that is almost done. But the thing that's like holding up the whole project is probably the body. We've made a lot of molds for this body, and it's something that I don't think has ever been done before, the way that we made the molds. You can customize the body very easily. It's not a one-piece body. So basically it's the front cab, and then you can build whatever you want in the back. So it's broken down into many small pieces, especially made for builders and custom builders. I think custom builders will really appreciate this body. And we haven't seen other people do something similar like that yet. So we're super excited, but it's taking a lot of time to make such, I would say, a more complicated product. And plus, it's one of our first in-house developed product body. And so we're taking our time to make this into a good product. So we're taking our time. We're not rushing the process to make sure that it comes out well and nice. So yeah.
Yeah, that's because it's so good to actually see somebody make a Series 3 Land Rover, because they were always just D90s or D110s. And I was like, I remember a long, long time ago, I was going back and forth on a message with you, and I think I said nobody out there makes a Series 3 Land Rover. I was like, that would be awesome, like, you know. And then
I see that you have a lot of Land Rover behind you, and you seem to know a lot about Land Rovers.
Yeah, I have. That's the 6x6 right there. That's actually your BRX01, your BRX02. I haven't got around to building. I haven't got around to building your limited edition yet. It's sitting there too, like so.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
That I tell you, that BRX02, like I know people were complaining about the carbon fiber chassis. A truck that size and that body, I put that, like I took it to Rhode Island with me. I tested it in other places. I took it to Rhode Island as well. And I put that places, I wouldn't even think of putting my D90 or anything. The balance on that truck is outstanding. Like it's unbelievable, the balance you put into that truck.
So one of the reasons why, I mean, I personally, I don't develop the products. I give feedbacks I work with a bunch of guys that develop the products. We have a product development team, and every week we have a meeting because my team, most of them work from home, and they're not all in Hong Kong. One guy, he lives in Canada. One guy lives in China. So we have people all over. So we have Zoom calls every week. And I'm not very good with the technical stuff. I rely on other people to build, really good quality products. Yeah. And I'm lucky that I'm working with a really good team right now. And we all have our expertise. But my expertise is definitely not in like the technical side of the products. But one of the reasons why we went with the carbon fiber rails is because I think nobody else really is doing that, and we just thought at the time that it's cool. And but when we announced it and people found out that the rails are carbon fiber, a lot of them actually don't like it because we're talking about scale RC cars, and it's just because the truck is so heavy with the body. And if you put all the accessories on it, it's just so heavy. So we were at the time obsessed with keeping the weight down as much as possible. And carbon fiber is more expensive, and we were trying to go for the premium product, feel. So it kind of like made sense to us at the time. So that's why we came out with the carbon fiber rails. But the Series 3 will not have the carbon fiber rails anymore. It will have the aluminum rails, similar to the BRX01.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, though, when you first announced the carbon fiber rails, they didn't realize, like, they were probably thinking it was some thin little, like the thickness of them carbon fiber rails is crazy, like how thick they actually are. So like,
right.
Seeing, like,
yeah, so we wanted to make sure that, there's no flex at all. So we made it as thick as possible. Just something very beefy that, basically whatever money can buy, we want it. So that was kind of where we were heading.
Yeah, whoever designed the quick release system, they're a genius.
Total genius.
No more screwing the body off at the side. That was like the best thing ever. Because now you can sit on the trail, and with one hand, you can actually take the body off, change your battery, and go again. Like,
Yeah, so that's one of the feedbacks that we hear all the time with scale hard bodies is nobody wants to unscrew 4 screws on the body on the trail because you lose the screws, and it's just like it's just not convenient and it takes time. And so yeah, a lot of thought has been put into making the quick release. And I think if you ask people what they like about the BRX vehicles, the O1s and the O2s, that's the thing that people like. And the O1 didn't come with the quick release, it was an option. It was a pre-planned product as an option, but the BRX02 comes with the quick release already. And I think people like that about the BRX02.
Yeah, it definitely is. And it is a Series 3. Is it going to come with a quick release as well?
Oh yeah. So let me show you.
We gotta see one.
Yeah, let's see it.
Well, this is a 3D printed body. Yeah, same thing.
Okay, so it'll have the same.
I'm gonna need 2 here. That's it. And then the body's off,
Yeah.
right? And then you have these quick release. It's
Yeah,
the
such
same,
an awesome-
it's exact same system as the current BRX02.
Yeah, it's such an awesome design. Like it's something simple that just made life so much easier. Like changing the batteries, not BRX02, just became a hell of a lot easier.
So you gotta do is do that, and there you go.
Yeah.
I'll say, Jason, can you show us we have some new people in here, the
Okay.
BRX02 that's over your left shoulder. Are you able to show that one? I know I see that thing all over Facebook.
That thing, I've seen so many photos of
Yeah.
that.
Just so people know what the BRX02 platform is.
Okay. So this is an optioned out BRX02. When you buy the BRX02 kit, it does not look like that. It looks more like this one behind. So this is a least sprung truck. And then we have an optional bumper in the front. And
now, is that stuff plastic molded or 3D printed, the bumper stuff?
so the front portion is 3D printed, it's nylon, but it has a steel backing
Nice.
behind it so that, it's super strong. You won't be able to break it easily. And it has a steel backing here, back plate right here behind these as well. And then the winch plate is aluminum. So a CNC aluminum here. And this is the first contact actually, if you hit the car from the front. So it has an aluminum protection, and then it has the steel backing.
Nice.
And so the decoration here is plastic, just like the real truck. The real truck, the bumper is plastic as well. So we made it just like that. So this one, it's completely optioned out. It has the cage, TPD tires, we call these treps. These are 4.25 inches tall. We didn't make it 419 because even though 419 and 425s are so similar, but that small difference, we thought, it's worth it to make it slightly larger, even though it wasn't Class 1 legal, just to get the looks correct. And then we have the side steps. We have pro-built wheels on it. Yeah, it's very optional.
Great platform. Now you brought up the tires. Is that all? Do you guys in-house all your tire stuff?
Yeah, we make most of our products, I mean, under BoomRacing, everything is designed in-house.
Awesome.
Yeah, 'cause I actually really like the tires that come on the BRX02. Like the ones that come on, I can't point right, this one. That one there. The tires that actually come on it, they're actually really good tires. The stock tires that come on it.
Do you have the Link version or the Leaf version?
And the Link version.
The
Yeah,
Link version.
Max
So-
grapplers, they're my favorite.
Yeah.
I have the Link version. The tires that come on that are really awesome. Like really good. So,
It's got a good compound. That compound, we use it for a lot of tires.
yeah.
Most of our tires now that we release, they use that same compound as you have on that truck. It's called the Gecko compound. And we have 2 different durometers. We have black and red. Black is the softest, and then red is sort of like a normal crawling compound. Yeah.
Yeah, I like a lot of your tires because the BRX01 it's on Baby Hustlers. I actually really like them Baby Hustlers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
so-
tires that we do, they contribute to a lot of our sales. So the tires, they're a good business for us. Yeah, we have a lot of tires and we're making more. And with the Series 3 coming out, we're actually making more scale tires, more skinny scale tires.
Oh, nice.
Mhm.
I was gonna say something that-
Mhm.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so right now we have 2 different skinny scale tires. We have the one that comes with the BRX02 right now with the Leaf version. These are the SP Road Tracker. And then we also have what we call the Mileage Classic, which will come with the Series 3. So they're the same size, but just a different look. So this is more of a retro look.
Yeah, that's actually on my D90. That's actually what I have on my D90 because they were perfect for it. Like just the skinny and the old classic look to them.
A lot of our products are designed around the bodies. And they're designed for the specific body. Like a lot of our tires for the Defender, they are made for this body. And I mean, obviously you can buy it for other projects too, but we design a lot of our products just for this platform.
Yeah, because what I liked about them classic tires you have, like the RC 4-wheel drive ones on the D90, even though they're the same type of tire, they're just way too big and they don't allow the wheel to tuck right up inside the fenders. But the BoomRacing ones are just that bit smaller and they just tuck up perfectly inside the fenders and everything.
Are you talking about the width of the tire?
No, yeah, but the width and the height as well. Like the height is just slightly smaller on the BoomRacing ones, which makes them actually look perfectly scale. Like if I was able to reach the truck right now, I'd bring it down and show you what I'm talking about. But that's a fake background behind me right now.
He's at work right now.
Right, look this one. This doesn't look safe.
Yeah, so when the BRX01 came out, I think it was a big deal because there was not a lot of trucks that look like a very scaled out factory, you driving out the lot kind of look truck. And that was the thing that we were going for because we didn't see a lot of those trucks available in the market at that point. And so it just goes with the theme of our designs is making everything kind of tucked in, scale looking. So all like even the tires, they tuck in when your suspension, when you have your suspension. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I mean, I got your 1.0 Max Grappler sitting here. Has that been a good feedback? Because I mean, you got the aggressors out now. I mean, I know I have the 2 different sizes of the Max Grapplers for the minis. Everybody seemed to be loving on that.
Yeah, so when those tires came out, that actually when COVID started, we saw a big hike in the mini crawlers
Yeah.
in terms of the sales. And at that point, we were bringing in these little cars from different brands. Axio didn't have the SCX24 at that time. It was before that, and we had these hobby plus little trucks. I think you can see some behind. And then there's these RGT ones. And then people were just buying these tires and wheels, like hundreds of them, from our website. And I was just thinking, why are people buying so many tires? So, and they were repeating business as well. So I thought, okay, there's so much business with these little tires, which I had no idea at that point why. And then so we started looking at making the same exact size tires and wheels. So when the SCX24 came out, we made the same wheel size and the tire size based on the SCX24, because that was the thing. Everybody bought an SCX24. But then what we didn't realize is that most people don't actually want that size. They want the bigger size because RC4 Drive has the bigger 1-inch tire and wheel. But that was too late for us already, because we already came out with our own 1-inch size modeled after the Axio SCX24. And so when the wheels came out, people were complaining. They were not happy. Some of them returned the products, which we gladly accepted if it didn't fit their tires. And when we came out with our own tire, it helped a little bit with our wheels. Now you have tires to fit the wheels. So we just sat down and then we discussed, okay, so we only have one tire available. Actually, we have 3 max grapplers in 3 different sizes, but that's just one tread pattern. So we said, okay, why don't we go for broke and just make a lot of tires at this size so that we have more options for our wheels at that size. So, and then that's when we came out with the TPDs, the Aggressor, and the Hustler. And each of them have 2 sizes. So we came out with 6 different tires, and each of those tires have 2 compounds. So we actually came out with 12 different tires. And when that came out, it all came out at the same time. And I think people liked it. We had pretty good sales with those.
Yeah, I know I run the 2.2s, I think they are, the grapplers, and work great. And I know a lot of people, when you drop the aggressors in another tire at the same time. I know a lot of guys I run with were like, hey, we got to put an order in. So that's good to see them going.
Are you talking about the 1-inch, or are you talking about
the
1-inch? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
so
you're on your 1.9 aggressors. What I thought when I ordered them from you earlier this year, I didn't realize you guys offer something a lot of companies don't, and it already has this 2-stage foam installed in the tire, which was a shock when I opened it up. I thought that's a nice touch, and it's a good foam setup when you get it.
Yeah, so all of the Hustlers come with the 2-stage, and I believe the Aggressors also come with the 2-stage foams already. There's good and bad with that. Is the bad side is for us, it's a lot of work. It's a lot more work to put the foam. I don't think normal customers will ever think about that, but just putting hundreds of foams into the tire, it requires an entire process to do. And not only that, there's actually an issue is if the foam is not put correctly into the tire and it sits there for a long time, it kind of just deforms. So it was a learning process for us as well. So not all of our tires come with 2-stage foams. Some of them have single stage, just to keep the price down a little bit as well.
Yeah, they all seem to be good. I mean, the single stage that you send with the max grapplers, you guys just got your Recon G6 cert on that. I mean, we ran for that. We ran your 2-stage foams, but the stock foams I ran in another set. They seem to be great. I run 7-pound trucks, and that foam seemed to be a good to come with a stock tire.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate you doing everything for us, for the Boom brand, and you got us certified. That was awesome. We made that post for you yesterday too.
Yeah, I woke up and saw it. I was like, that's cool. But yeah, well, Jeremy's not here. 11 Charlie, we've done it twice. Jess, she's in here. She was along for the ride this year. She did the 12-hour too. So it was definitely fun. Thank to Boom and you for supporting the hobby and getting involved. Some companies are like, nah, we don't know you. And you were like, yeah, definitely.
Was Brian there for the 12-hour event?
He actually ran a 12-hour this year. He got to sweat and run. He went through, I think, 3 pairs of shoes. His toe shoes he wears, it didn't work out.
Yeah, I love him. I can't wait to see him again. We can't travel right now. I haven't been traveling for the last 3 years since, COVID started, but it's been opening back up here in Hong Kong. So 2023, I'll be doing a lot more events, and I can't wait to come out and meet you guys. So for the last 3 years, I haven't been able to go to any events, but prior to that, I've been trying to go to as many events as I can. So I'm stationed in Hong Kong, but we have a warehouse in Arizona. So we have an operation in Arizona at the moment, and we're expanding that operation. A lot of the things that we sell online now ships out from the Arizona office. So yeah, I'll be in the US a lot more, I think, next year.
That'll be awesome.
Also I've been I'm a new dad. I just have my Tobias is my son. He was just born last year, so he's almost 1 year old now. And I actually just got married around 2 years ago. So it's been a very busy 1-2 years for me, especially with all the product releases as well. So I haven't been able to travel and come out and meet you guys, but I would love to do that and get back with the community and just be involved. I love doing that.
It would be good to see you over here. I know a lot of people, but something you're saying with your if I order from Boom online, I'll say I've put in quite a few orders. I can order Monday night or Sunday night my time. You guys have the fastest. Yes, you use FedEx. I work for a different shipping company, but I will have the stuff Thursday, which is unbelievable for a turnaround for you guys to get it in their hands to get it to us. That I was blown away by how fast you guys actually process the orders.
Yeah, we try to process it the same day, if not the next day. And we have pretty competitive pricing from FedEx just because we've been around for so many years. It's like $20 and then you can get 2-3 day shipping. But shipping cost has increased a lot, especially, since the war started in Ukraine. Gas prices went really high and there's a lot of inflation, right? So shipping has really affected our business. And but one thing that we've changed, we had to pivot in the way we ship things to the US. So right now what we do is we ship for the US customers. If the products are in Hong Kong, we ship all of them together in a shipment. We ship it to our warehouse in Arizona, and our colleague in Arizona will basically just drop it off at USPS, and that lowers the cost of shipping a lot, and also it's a lot faster than sending airmail from the post office to US and then going through the USPS there. You get about 4 or 5 days of you save about 4 or 5 days by doing that.
Yep.
And then the cost of the shipping is also lowered. So we've been doing that, and we've been seeing a lot of success in that, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, it is because it's great. Like, because a lot of these products are all Asia T products behind me, and it's like just the shipping is like I can actually get it quicker from Hong Kong than I can from some of the places in America.
Yeah,
It's crazy like how quick your shipping is. It's like
that's actually very surprising to me. But you're not the first person telling me that, and I am not sure why. And because I'm sure there's overnight shipping in the US as well. But I think with FedEx, or sometimes we also ship by DHL, it gets to the US, pretty fast. But now with us having a US warehouse and we're stocking more and more products now, I think that's not going to be a problem.
So is there gonna become a point where we can order directly from the US warehouse or no?
Yeah, so actually you can already do that. You can do that on the BoomRacing website. There is a tab that says USA warehouse. And then you click there and everything inside is available in the USA warehouse. And when you check out, you can select UPS or USPS. So on the BoomRacing website, yes. On the AsiaT's website, yes, as well. We worked really hard for the last couple of months to roll this out so that you can actually also buy directly on asiatees.com and ship it out from the US warehouse. But right now, what we're stocking in the US warehouse is mainly just BoomRacing products. There's some other brands that we carry. For example, Red Cat, we have some Red Cat products in our US warehouse. Red Cat is also based in Arizona, so it's relatively easier for us to stock it. But the future plan for us is to basically stock as many things as we can find, get our hands on, and stock it in our US warehouse, not just for BoomRacing.
Nice. Now, question on the business side. I mean, we've talked, me and you, before, the Fat Axle 6 years ago. What was a product that like stood sales point, feedback point positive that Boom has ever produced that was like the turning point where you're like, wow, this is really taken off?
Wow, that's a very good question. I would say Fat Axle is definitely one of them.
Yeah.
So the complete built axle is a very good business for us because not a lot of manufacturers have the complete built axles. You have more choices nowadays, but back a couple of years, we were one of the ones that have the complete ones. So I would say yes, axles definitely, because we have the fat axles and they're heavy, and there's not many axles out there that are very heavy. When you just buy them, you got to add weights to it. And for ours, you don't really have to add weights to have that low center of gravity. So axles is, I would say, one of them. But I would say tires is also a very good business for us.
Nice.
I would say, okay, so recently the most successful product that we have released by far is the Pro Builds. The Pro Builds, it has built-in offsets. Yeah, some of them have 4 to 8 built-in offsets. So you just buy the wheel and you can adjust your offsets without changing your hubs or your hex. You don't have to use wideners, and you can change the stand of your vehicle. So that's really helpful. And it has so many combinations, faceplates, colors. We have 14 or 15 different colors. We made sure that one of the things with Pro Build is we made sure the colors are done very nice, and all the colors are perfect every time. Like the tone of the color needs to match in different batches. So if you buy, 2 purple wheels 3 months back, and then you buy new wheels again, the colors have to all match. And we just made sure that you know, it looks amazing. And I think Pro Build, one of the things that I'm extremely excited is matching product releases with online technology. Because, you know, my background is I write a lot of computer codes. So one of the surprises that I've seen is there's actually a lot of people going up to our website, selecting the wheels that they want, because we have a software on the website where you can select, you can pick your own wheels, you can design your own wheels, and you place the order and we will manufacture it for you. We will build it for you. And that takes about 5 to 7 days, and then we'll ship it out. And every day, people are buying this. People are selecting, designing their own wheels. So that is a big surprise that I'm learning. And I think
you get a lot of people customizing versus buying the pre-builds.
both. We have both, but I mean, there's more people buying the pre-built ones, but I'm just surprised that there are so many people building their own customized pro-built wheels. And that's actually super exciting because we can apply the same technology to other products. For example, the chassis. And I see a lot of comments on our Facebook page suggesting, hey, how about doing the pro-built customization, but for your chassis? So we can select the axle width, we can select maybe the chassis, the tires, the wheels, whatever it is. So I think we will be working on that next year, but it takes a lot of time to build a software like that. For the pro-built customization, I think it took us maybe 9 months to a year to perfect it. And yeah, so that takes a long time. I also work with a few computer programmers and designers. So I work with the product design team, and I also work with the website design team. Yeah.
That's cool. Now with the pro, go ahead.
Go ahead, Matt.
I was going to
No,
say,
I was just going to say, I was just going to say, creating a box for a pro build truck though would be really difficult. Like, because you're packing. Like, one of the things I love when I get a BoomRacing box, when you open it, the packaging, there's nobody matches your packaging. The way when you open that box, every piece is its own individual piece of foam, all cut out and done. So that would be really hard to do for a pro build type of truck, type of chassis.
Yeah, you're absolutely 100% correct. And we spend a lot of time figuring that out as well, how to do the packaging. People love the packaging of the BRX-01, BRX-02. It's a premium packaging. However, the cost of a premium packaging is shipping. It makes the box a lot bigger. And right now, shipping is extremely expensive. I have, in the 20 years that I've been in business, I have never seen shipping as high as it is right now. So what we're actually doing right now is future product releases, we're looking at reducing the sizes of the boxes. So you might not see the same type of packaging that we have with the BRX-01 and the BRX-02 with a lot of the foams surrounding all the parts. But just to like cut the cost on the shipping. And actually we recently released one product with this idea, which is the 6x6. If you look at the shipping cost of the 6x6 that we recently just released, it's half the price of the BRX-02 because we package everything into one small box. It doesn't have any of the foams surrounding the parts, and we put the body with the parts all together in one box. And I mean, in this type of environment, I think people don't mind having less of a packaging, but saving maybe potentially even $100. I think it's just like going with the what's happening in the world at the moment.
That's good. Save money, buy more parts.
Yeah, totally. What were you going to ask, Matt? Sorry.
Oh, we was talking about the pro builds. I was like, another option, or not an option, but something standard with the pro builds is the scale hardware and hex hardware. I thought that was cool, depending on the build. Yeah, it'd be nice to have the scale hardware. And with the recon truck, I ran the hex hardware just in case I had to rip something apart real quick. I can do it quicker with a drill, not having a little scale hardware tool. So having that option with the pro builds of having both style screws in each package, I think was a super nice touch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so when we released the pro builds, one of the main concerns was, do we put the scale hardwares or do we put the cap head screws? Which one do we put? Because at the time, we couldn't make the scale hardwares to be as strong as the cap head screws. The cap head screws, they're super high quality. We get those screws from a good factory in Taiwan, and they're expensive. If you build pro builds, you know those screws are nice, right? And but we couldn't get the scale hardware to have the exact same strength. So we were thinking, okay, one is nicer, but the other one is stronger. So there's probably people that want either or. So that's why we decided to put both. And it turned out to be a very good decision. I mean, who doesn't want extra hardware in their toolbox?
Yeah.
Yep.
Totally.
I'm excited to get these mounted this week.
Where's she at?
Where's that, Jessica?
Can you see me?
Yeah, hold on.
Can you see them?
Oh yeah.
Let's see. There you go.
I am
There's that.
super excited to get these mounted this week.
You
That's
got the
actually really
special
nice
color.
I do
Chosen
have
that,
the
yeah.
special color.
That's awesome.
And if you saw the body that these are going on, you would understand why I'm super excited.
You know, so those wheels require a special body. And when you say that, I understand what I can kind of imagine what you're building. I've seen some really nice builds with those wheels. But yeah, I can't wait to see it.
I hopefully will have it sealed in the next day or two. Weather is getting colder. I have to work around that. But
yeah, that's the problem with the painting. That's the reason why my limited edition hasn't started yet, because I can't paint with the weather.
I got all the painting done. I added glitter to the body, so I have to seal the glitter. So
Nice.
that's the process. But
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Goes
to
with
get
the theme. Goes with the theme of the wheels.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
very, very glittery, very glittery.
Mm.
Something I saw in the chat, and I know Jason, you Boom sponsored one of ours, the Recon. That's something cool about BoomRacing Asia T is you guys are involved in the hobby. Rob Gunning said you guys were one of the first big sponsors they had. To have an event and have a company of you guys' stature has been around for so long, makes great products, helping out in the hobby. I'm sure it's not just for me, but thank you to you guys and your team for supporting people overseas helping us out.
I really appreciate, for you guys to include us as well. And that's actually something that we want to continue to be involved with the community. And that's, and you know, even though I've been in the business for 20 years, I came up today here to learn from you guys. I want to see what I can learn. And every time I meet someone new, I find that I learn something new. So this is something that we're not going to stop to be involved with the community. And we're in a position, to be honest, to help out the hobby. And we do sponsor as many events as we can. So I'll be very happy to, sponsor any events. If there are any opportunities, just, hit me up. If anybody out there that is looking for a sponsorship, hit me up. We'll be very happy to be involved. I actually have a colleague, he's in charge of sponsorships with Asia Tees and BoomRacing. So just hit me up and then I can redirect you to that person.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
because you actually sponsored. I was at the Ledge Stock event there in the summer because they do a full series just dedicated to Land Rovers. So they do a whole Land Rover, like a whole
With
trophy
Trevor.
run. Yeah, with Trevor, like
Yeah.
they've done the whole trophy run, and that event was awesome and well. And like you've even donated, so one of the winners got an actual BRX02.
Right.
One of the winners from the trophy series, which is
Yeah,
awesome.
Trevor is amazing. I actually stayed up last night a couple of hours to watch some of the episodes on your YouTube channel, and I watched 3 of them, and one of them was the one that you guys talked with Trevor about the Shred the Ledge.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah, he is. Like that ledge stock that he does, like it was just something I really loved about it because it's just nobody. You go to all these events, and there's all different things, but he has just specifically for Land Rovers like a trophy trail, and the way he had it set up was amazing. Like he had all different things you had to do. So there's rules to what your Land Rover has to have, like a winch, tow hook, everything. And some of the stuff he set up, they even just I thought of doing these for Land Rover challenges was crazy. Like, you know.
Yeah,
Awesome.
so I know Trevor works with a bunch of guys, and he has a really good team helping him out to put up an amazing event. So that's something that I would love to go to next year if I can.
Yeah.
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 Now, one of the products,
Oh, go ahead, Matt.
I was gonna say the product that I know we talked about before, your muscle winch. How long have you had that out?
So the muscle winch has been out for, I would say, 2 years.
Okay.
Around 2 years. So when you ask me what product that I think is like definitely a hit, I think the muscle winch was definitely a hit.
Balls in there.
Yeah, we sold a lot of those, and probably one of the most sold item under BoomRacing is the muscle winch.
Really?
And people came back and bought more than one. And so we released the 3S version about a couple months ago, about a year ago. And the 3S version is not as easy to use as the plug and play one, which is the 2S version.
So it's a direct power.
Yeah, Sean, are you still there, Sean?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah, do you want to talk a little bit about the winch? I know you rave about them all the time, so you know more about them than.
Okay. Yeah, the winch, Jason, I do the prototype runs for BoomRacing. The BRX01 and the BRX02 are both prototypes. Hundreds of miles of actual runtime through the desert on them. And when he sent me the BRX02, I didn't even know about the quick releases. I was just as shocked as everybody else when I saw them. I was like, these are amazing. But anyway, I knew the winch was out, but there was no BRX02 kit because there was no BRX02 yet. So I fabricated all the mounts to put it in there because I had to have the first one. And I got a review video of it, cutting through pop cans. I made a rig out of a PVC pipe for the review video where it loops around and it cuts through the pop can, cutting through pool noodles. The 40 kilogram, the 3S version, you do have to wire that up to the battery leads. So you do have to do a little soldering. The other one just plugs, the 36 goes straight into the receiver. I even one guy asked me, goes, can it pull I was in the video using my Toyota as an anchor point to pick it up off the ground. And the guy goes, will it pull the Toyota? I was like, well, we got to try it. And it tried. The tires started moving and then it broke the string. But I mean, I overloaded it by 1,970 kilograms. So, I mean, we can't really expect too much out of that. But the winch has been phenomenal. I've submerged it. I've done everything bad to it. And it just keeps taking it. So, but now I have the actual correct mounting kit for it. So it's kind of cool. But no issues with the mounting kits. I got them in both. The BRX01 and the 2 both have the correct kits in it from BoomRacing, and just flawless. I've had absolutely no issues. I spend more time with a key ring in my hand, letting it pick itself up off the ground, showing it to people than I do driving it half the time. But that poor old BRX02 is more people in this state of bottom because of that thing. It's like, here, go drive it. So it's been quite an adventure with him.
That's awesome.
So yeah, and something interesting about the muscle winch was, I remember I was at Brian Parker's event in Europe. It was at the Fix, and one of the guys came up to tell me, hey, you know what's going to be a really good product for you to make? Why don't you make a servo winch? And that was because at the time, most of the servo winches people sold, they were modified. People bought the servos and then they modified the servos. So there wasn't really a manufacturer making the servo winch. So that was one of the reasons why we made this servo winches. I got a cue from this guy and then waited for a while to see whether it was going to be a good product, to see if we could design something from the ground up. And then we were able to do that. So all of our products basically took 1 to 2 years to develop and to like release. So I had to learn about the slow process of product development. And to release a good product, it really takes time. And obviously, you know, a good timing as well. Because if there's already a lot of the same products out there and you release it, then you know it's too difficult to make yourself to differentiate yourself from other products. So timing is also really important.
Rob, what are you working on over there? I was say we got when you do a release, we got to get that guy, one of the new bodies in that man's hands. I don't know if you know Rob, he is Scale Rat on social media, Instagram and Facebook.
We've talked a couple of times.
He is a phenomenal patina, all-around painter. You don't have that FMS you did last week, do you, Rob?
I saw that video actually.
Oh, did you?
I saw that video last week.
In our hour and a half
on the show.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I mean, that's all airbrush work. So when one of your bodies in his hands, we definitely have to make that happen.
I'm waiting for that series 3. Like, I am so stoked. Like, I got to get it in my hands. I got to. I want to paint it. I'll give it away at that point. I literally want it in my hands so I can paint it, and then somebody else can be happy.
That was the greatest honor ever, is to be there at that show with Jason's brand new Series 3, being the first person to show it to people.
Yeah, we were actually at an event and someone came up and like, did you see the release? And I'm like, what? And you guys were posting pictures. Was that in Vegas or whatever?
Yeah.
Is that where that was? Yeah. And I was like, there it is.
I was trying so hard to make it out there, specifically just for that. I will.
Actually, that's a question regarding. I know they're coming with white bodies, but the green and the bluey color that you used for them, are you going to release that paint color as well, or?
No, those are just painted for the event.
Yeah,
they're gonna come in white ABS.
Yeah, because the light blue color is pretty close to the original Series 3 Land Rover.
Yeah. So I work with one of the product guys that design the products for us. He used to do automotive painting. So he's also the guy that paints all of our bodies for us for shows and displays.
Right on.
He actually did basically all of these trucks.
Nice. Actually, that was a question came up in the chat again. What? I know you mentioned the tires that's on that Land Rover again. What tires are they again?
It's called the TPD.
The TPD.
Yep, these ones. These are 1.9, 4.25.
Okay.
Yep. It gives you that aggressive look.
Yeah, the TPD.
So this is the Khan edition. This was on the James Bond 007 movie. It looks exactly the same.
And I've looked at so many photos of that truck. It's on Facebook. I think that's probably one of the most viewed BRX02s out there. Probably.
Well, the
So
series,
we'll
Okay.
be pushing. I'm sorry.
I was going to ask you about the Series 3. Is there going to be a hearse style bed for it? Because that vehicle is used quite often in royalty funerals and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So
Very good question.
Whether he'll
So-
answer it or not.
Very, very good question. So let me take this here. I wish I can disassemble everything and show you how it's constructed, but basically this whole area, you can remove it easily, and you can build whatever you want. Actually, let me take this off. Let's see if I can take this off. Oh, this one is already screwed in, so I can't take this off. But you release this 2 screws, I think, and then you can take this off. And then everything in the back, you can customize it.
okay.
And so you have the cab, and whatever you need in the back, you can just customize it yourself
Sweet.
without needing to cut anything. You don't have to cut the body.
That's nice.
That's killer.
Yeah.
That'll be additions when you're ordering. You can order different body add-ons.
No, so it will come. Well, the first release, we will be releasing this 109 Series 3 first. And then it will come like something like this. And then I think the hood, the hood, the covers, this is optional. The one that comes with the car does not have this piece right here.
Okay.
And
Right.
then, but everything else, it will come with the truck. And it's up to you to customize whatever you want. Oh, so there's a really nice feature is it will come with 2 sets of doors. So this one is with the frame, if you put the top on, you have the frame, but then it will also have the doors where it has no frame. So
Oh, the
you
half door. Yeah.
yeah. So when
Come
you
with the
have
half
it
door.
as a
Awesome.
a half door. So when you have it as a convertible, you have the complete convertible version, and it will come with the body already.
Now,
So
have
you can build it
Doors don't
as a
open?
convertible or with the hard top on
Okay.
it. Yep.
Will the
No,
doors
the,
open?
the window vents underneath the windshield, they're going to be openable. They can open.
Yes.
Correct?
These
Awesome.
you can open these vents, and then the windshield you can flip it down. So very
Awesome.
similar to the FJ45 that Scale Red you built.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Nice.
Oh,
Have
I
you
can't
guys
wait.
done
I'm
a-
so excited.
between the weight of the body? So like, let's say somebody like me wanted to run that truck for the Recon G6, running your full BRX02 body, the weight difference between that body and the full size body. Have you guys looked into that far to see the weight difference?
Oh, so we think that this truck will definitely be a lot more popular than the other truck, which is, let me take it out from the,
I mean, the pickup version you have, yeah.
yeah, the pickup version,
Yeah.
which is like, I don't know.
Hallelujah.
That's what
I
Sean
know,
wanted
right?
right
It's like
there.
Now that's the shelf we wanted to see.
Why is everybody smiling all of a sudden?
Look at all them bodies down below.
I'll show you this guy. So this is something that we have not released yet.
Uh-oh.
This is a D130.
those were live. Right?
It has a longer bed.
Nice.
So it's
I'll message you my address after we're done.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
it's a little bit longer than, I don't know if you guys can see
It
it.
is a beast.
Yeah. So it's probably around the same length as the 6x6 body, is it?
It's exact. I think it's the exact same length. as the
Is that a white D90 down there too?
There's there's a couple of D90s.
Sean's gonna need to wear the
But this
bib.
is really hard to.
I'm gonna be bankrupt. Time of February comes around.
He's giving Jeremy a run of his money with this display.
So yeah, so back to your question, I think that this series green will be more popular because the body is lighter
Right,
and
right.
you only have 2 doors.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Not 4 doors.
Yes, please.
Nice. Now, what about an engine bay? Are you just going to create your own engine bay for them, or?
Engine bay, we haven't gone that far yet. Yeah, we don't have anything planned for that as of now. We're just so focused with, making sure this release is done correctly first, and then all of the options, we'll think about that later.
Now, you said the 109's coming first, so how far behind is the 88 behind the 109?
Not that far. I would say maybe 2 months.
I would say the
Okay.
88 is what I saw a lot of feedback on the East Coast was like 88.
Yeah, the short wheelbase. I think a lot of people want to run the short wheelbase. It's, first of all, it's a little bit cheaper, and I think the short wheelbase has its own market. It's different, and yeah, we can't wait to release it. I mean, I would love to release both at the same time, but my team is actually really small. I work with only a few people, so I can't give them so much pressure to release everything.
You're the boss. Yes, you can.
Yeah, it's not gonna work.
Now, are they going to be both options of linked and leaf, or is it going to be one or the other?
Right now it's only leaf, but because it's scale correct, right? It's
right.
leaf. So, but then the link version, we'll think about it. I think there's definitely going to be a market for the link version just because the performance is so much better than the leaf. But yeah, there will be options for sure. We have high hopes for this vehicle, for this body.
Yeah, I think that body's going to fly off the shelves.
Yeah.
Like, now,
It's
are you
gonna be
going
one
to
of my
sell?
UFC podium builds? Guarantee it.
Yeah,
I'm
are you
gonna
going
make
to
it
sell
happen.
just the body as well? Or are you going to sell? Is it all going to be kits?
It's the first release will be with the chassis first, and then we're going to release it with just the body. Yeah, so it's going to be in progression.
Yeah,
So
that'd be
the first-
awesome.
yeah. Scale Red, I'll be happy to send you a body if you build it, and like you said, if you raffle it off, it'll be our honor if you can do that. Or, I mean, up to you. I mean, I'd be happy to work with you on that.
I'm down.
So, Scale Rat, just so you know, like, I'm the only person you're allowed to tell the raffle tickets to, and I'll buy them all.
There you go. Thank you,
Yeah,
Jason. That's
that's it.
awesome.
That would be
I'll
awesome.
buy all the raffle tickets for that one. Because that's like a lot of us on the East Coast were like, we were all wondering, like, when in January were we going to have enough time to get it and build it for USTE? Like, USTE is February 17th, I think, or something.
It's
So
in the
that's
middle.
what a lot of us in the East Coast were wondering, like, are we going to have time to actually get it, build it? And
Yeah. So one of the timelines every year that we have to make sure that we make is the Chinese New Year, because the Chinese New Year, all the factories are closed for about at least a month. How it works is all of the people from different areas of China, they go to the city, which is usually in Shenzhen, which is very close to Hong Kong. They go to the city to work, and then during Chinese New Year, they get a month off. So during that month, nothing gets produced. And if your production does not get released before the holidays, usually it gets delayed. It doesn't get picked up right after the holidays because a lot of the workers some of them decide not to go back, to the city. Some of them find jobs at other places.
Oh, okay.
So trying to make that cutoff time is very important for us. So if we can make that cutoff time, then it's going to be delayed by maybe 1.5, 2 months, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, because that was because UST. I'm sure you're well aware of UST, like, and that's where
I've been there once.
Yeah. So
with Rob and Joy.
Yeah, that's it. So that's why everybody was like, "Wow!" when they seen you actually done a Series 3. That was all our first. All us guys that build. That was our question: are we going to have time to get it, to build it, to get it there, and stuff like that? So
We're trying our best. We definitely know that there is a time. It's a time-sensitive project.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to see more vehicles from the shelf?
Oh yeah,
whatever you want
absolutely.
to show.
Yeah, whatever you're willing to show.
We're like little kids staring right now.
Yeah, we're like kids in a candy store right now.
Rob, your head already turning on the paint job?
Oh yeah,
You just made your night.
So my colleague Ricky recently built this. He painted this body with a really nice retro color. It's called he told me it's British green. He's from the UK.
British racing green.
British racing green.
Yeah.
This one sits on a BRX01, and it has a it uses the quick release.
That's awesome. Now, what did you have to use the 70 axles, or what axles did you have to use?
These are the 80 axles.
Oh, the 80s. Okay.
Yeah, so we made the 80 axles pretty much for this body and for the Discovery that we also sell, because it lines up kind of perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah, because that Range Rover, that was like, I have over my shoulder the Camel Trophy one, and it's a lot building that. There's a lot of stuff goes into that. Yeah. But I like the release you done with the wheels, because you have some of the old classic rims, like in some of the new release you just done there of wheels.
Ones.
Yeah.
These pro-built classic wheels.
Yeah,
Land Rover wheels.
really awesome.
So what we're coming out with soon is what we realized when Ricky was building is we did not release the narrow version of these classic wheels for the ready set. So we're coming out with the narrow versions, because these are the narrow versions. And you can't really buy them right now. You got to modify them. You got to buy the original standard width and then modify them into the narrow version. But we're coming out with the narrow ones.
Oh, yes.
But you can see the stands. Everything is tucked in with the 80 axle. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one thing. Like, that's one thing I love about BoomRacing. Like, they really take the truck into consideration, like getting the tires to go up inside the body. Like,
I just think that why isn't other manufacturers doing the same thing, right?
I know, it just
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But I think it takes a lot to build a truck like that. You have to have the axles, right? You have to have the narrow wheels, the tires. You have to have a couple of products to be able to build a truck like that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the dually I was looking at.
Yeah.
Have a look at this one. That's a 6x6. So we recently released this truck, and all the doors open. It's out of stock right now, but I think we have a shipment coming in next week. It's pretty badass. The difference with this 6x6 versus the ones that I mean, versus other companies is, I think our engineer designer, he really knows how to design like transmissions and gears and drive shafts. So he did a good job with this connection right here, the pass through connection, and to the third axle. And we had to make a completely new gear, an input gear and ring gear for the pass through axle. It's not it's not like anything that's available right now. Although it's an AR44 kind of size gear, but it's not really the same. So it will only fit our axles. It won't fit the axles, probably won't fit the axles from Axial. It will not actually. I know for a fact. Because the pinion angle, it's a straight through pinion angle. It's not low pinion or high pinion.
Oh, okay, just right through the same. Yeah.
So you guys designed everything for that. It wasn't like you took. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. So that's
one of
long time as well.
The time I built the whole tow bed. So mine looks like a tow truck. Like that thing looks like a complete tow truck. It's like the weight in that thing is insane. Like
you have a 6x6 as well, right? I see it in your background.
Yeah, there's a 6x6 there, right there. But I turned that into like a tow truck. So I put a whole tow arm on the back of it, built it so it tows the rest of the Land Rovers. Right. so it's
what
like
chassis is that?
That's actually the Team Raffi.
Okay.
The Team Raffi chassis, like so. Yeah. That's the old sort of one for you, but it will be going on that new one. Yeah. So.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
It is so. It's very cool. So, was there any more questions in the chat for Jason
or Sean?
Yeah, or Sean. Because Sean actually did an awesome job. I actually watched that release video in the parking lot, and he actually done an awesome job of that.
Oh, okay.
I can't even thank you enough for that. That was one of the most terrifying moments of my entire life.
Yeah, you actually thought you pulled it off really well. Like, and even having a couple of guys driving the trucks around behind you, even was like pretty cool, you know.
Yeah, it was.
So you had Traxxas, right? Traxxas went first, and then you had Horizon Hobby, and then you had HPI Racing, and
Associated.
Right.
Okay. Backstory. About 3 or 4 months ago, Jason and I were talking. He goes, "Hey, do you want to do an event for me? I don't even work for BoomRacing." Like, sure, dude, I got you, man. Let's do this. And he goes, "Hey, you want to do a demonstration?" I'm like, I don't even know what that is. So of course I do. And I get there and we set up the display and everything. And I go across the way and I'm talking to some guys over there. I'm like, "Hey, what's this demonstration?" Like, "Oh, you stand up there and talk about prices." And I'm like, "Oh, good Lord." And I spent the whole next night stressing about it and get out there. But we pulled it off somehow. It worked out pretty good. But I got a video of it. We drove the first BRX02 all the way from the convention center down the escalator through the whole entire casino, all the way out to the event area, crawled on some rocks, came, and then all the way back. And no security involvement. So it was a successful run.
Yeah.
No, it was the most terrifying and rewarding moment ever, was doing that for Jason.
Yeah, especially like going right after all of them big companies too, like, you know, and they pay guys like that. That's their whole job.
They pay guys that know what they're doing.
Yeah, like that's their whole marketing like team.
Well, and I walk up there and it's like there was Jason and I talked about this like 2 hours when I was at the airport after the event, and he grew up being their peers. I told him, I go, "I'm up here with Tamiya and Associated and like everybody you've ever dreamed of like being up here, and I'm one of these guys. I'm the only person like they know." I mean, there was like this hugest moment of like anxiety and stress, and just it was amazing.
Yeah,
it's been a great adventure hanging out with Jason, because we like I say, I met him just walking through the desert one day. And ever since then, we've been just going back and forth, and it's been great to talk to him and say, hey, you know what? This is what other people are doing wrong. And then 2 months later, I get something in the mail and it's like, hey, I sent you something. And there it is. It's the item we talked about completely rechanged. Like, okay, I don't have it on mine, but I see a lot of the Hong Kong Defender guys, and they got all them wheels and tires on their roof. Well, that's just a ton of weight on it. So I said, why don't we make one that's got plastic, but with the metal face on it to cut the weight down? So now there's one out there that actually has the plastic backing. And it's great to actually be involved with somebody who's receptive to ideas and not just purely for the cash.
Yeah.
You know, and it's there's been a lot of neat things like the Rock Monster inserts. My buddy Mike and I started making them several years ago in our garage, and we could never make the numbers. And so then Jason started making them, and it's like, it's neat to see something that we made in the garage that came out. You know, it's really been a great ride.
That's awesome. And there's another question came in there for you, Jason. Will there be a new version of the fat axles?
Right. So that's a great question. I saw the question. Thank you for that. We hear you guys. There's a lot of requests for an offset pumpkin front axle. So right now our fat axle, it's designed to be compatible with leaf springs. And there's just some restrictions to where your pumpkin can go. You know, it can't have that much offset right now with the way that it's set up. So for us to have offset pumpkin, we're going to have to redesign the whole thing. So, and right now we don't have anything at the moment. So the BRX02, it's going to come out with the BRX80 axles, like what you guys already know. But yeah, definitely in the future, we'll definitely be making something like that. Thanks for that question.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
That is awesome. Anybody else in the panel have any questions? It's all very quiet.
I was gonna say, is there? I mean, yeah, I know you can't release enough. Is there? So you're gonna release that February, March. I mean, I'm sure you always have something working, but is there a different side or different project that Boom could be looking at if you can release anything? I mean, don't feel like you have to, or start looking at other. You do a lot of axial stuff, maybe into the element aspect.
Yeah, great question again. So a couple years back, BoomRacing, we mainly made upgrades, right, for axial stuff. And we were at one point Axial's distributor. So this was before Horizon took over. This was Hobby Co days, and Jeff Johns was running Axial. And I had a meeting with the Axial team in their office in California. We became their distributor. And that was around the time when we did our first Recon G6 in Hong Kong called the Asian Scale Invasion, as Brian Parker mentioned last time. Well, that was not last time, like a year ago, because I watched the video yesterday. Sorry, I lost my train of thought.
I was asking about like if you go into element lines or anything.
Oh yeah, so at that point, we were gonna get we were gonna order like 60 SCX10 vehicles for the event, right? We just became a distributor. And Jeff told me, I'm sorry, we can't fulfill your order. And I was like, why? What's going on? We have a big event. You guys are going to be sponsoring. We have a big order. We're a new distributor. Hey, this is amazing, right? Everyone's so excited for it. And very soon after that, I got an email from Jeff saying that, you know, there's some trouble with Hobby Co and that, you know, they won't be able to send any cars for a while. And And I was just thinking, wow, that really affected the event in terms of everything. I mean, we wanted Axio to be sort of like the, you know, the main sponsor, right? Because that name brings in people. And so that was the first thing. And then the second thing is our main business is based on Axio trucks. So if Axio is not going to be, you know, selling any of their cars, then what are we going to be selling? I mean, that was a big turning point for us. And we sat down, we discussed it with the team. And then that was at that point, right around 2017, that we said to ourselves, you know, we gotta like control our own destiny. We cannot run our business based on how successful other people run their business, and then we piggyback off of that. It's a good way to start the business, but as it goes to a point, your business just cannot rely on that another business. So it was at that point we decided to develop the BRX-01. So it took about 2 years. So the car came out around 2018, 2019-ish. So another thing that we decided at that point is, hey, what can we do to make sure that the business is protected no matter what happens? So I've identified 5 things that I think if we do those 5 things, then I think we will be safe. We will be safe from anything happening. One of the things is, number 1 is tires, because everybody needs tires. It doesn't matter what kind of car you run, you need tires. Number 2 is wheels. And the great thing about tires and wheels is actually not a lot of people think about this, but in one car you have 4 of each: tires, wheels, and shocks. So in terms of a manufacturing standpoint, that's a lot easier to do. Instead of selling 300 knuckles or 300 whatever part it is, because that's usually the minimum quantity amount that you need to make to make a new product. But now you're talking about 300 wheels, which is only like 100 something plus cars, right? So that's a lot easier to manufacture. And then another thing is drive shafts. All the cars usually use the same drive shafts, right? Some of them have different lengths, but we can do different lengths of drive shafts. That's why we came out with the badass drive shafts. And then now we have the kudu drive shafts, which are on the BRX-02. And then another one is tools. Tools, everybody needs tools. So tools is always good. It doesn't depend on a certain brand, you need tools. And the last thing is, I forgot what the 5th one is. This one is a little bit different: gears. Gears is also a really good business for us. It's not easy to make good gears, and so we focus on these 5 things. So going back to your question, are we making stuff for Axio and Element and all those guys? I've actually had an experience that I probably don't want to share here just yet, is from another manufacturer telling me stop making parts for their vehicles.
Right, proprietary stuff, make more universal.
Yeah, so don't make upgrades for their trucks.
Right.
And so I was shocked, because I'll be very happy. I'll be extremely happy if another manufacturer make products for our trucks, because that just grows the whole cycle of, people playing with your stuff, because it's more available. And so when I heard that, then, why bother with making upgrades for other companies when, we can make our own trucks? So we worked hard to make as many things as we can in-house, like parts, CNC parts, tires, wheels, all the way to like rod ends, gears, now even with the body. So with the body, then pretty much we we have the connection to pretty much build the future without really, needing to be upgrading other manufacturers' cars. So it's actually a very competitive market in terms of asking other companies to make products for your vehicle.
Right.
It's actually a big plus for a vehicle manufacturer if there's another company willing to do that for your trucks. So now that we're in this position, we understand that, and it's extremely valuable. We will never. I mean, we're not at that Axio element, level yet, where there's a lot of other manufacturers making stuff for those like Traxxas, but we try to make our own upgrades because we know other people aren't making it for us at the moment. So we try to do all the upgrades, as many as we can, based on what the customers are requesting.
Yeah, you brought up something there, and it's something I run in the truck, is your badass drive shafts. I mean, I don't know if it was intended, but they're red. Well, I'll call it couplers. I actually use them as spacers. Some I can put them in there. It gives it a more scale look, but depending on the output is if I can put all, two pieces on. But yeah, they've been actually Nathan Snare, he's the one who kicked me onto the drive shafts.
The badass drive shafts, them things are solid, man. Them things are rock solid.
So my colleague actually went to a university. When we were deciding to make drive shafts at the time, we wanted to find a material where it's extremely strong, but then not super expensive to manufacture. Something that's perfect for RC, right? So we don't know what that material is at that point. But my colleague knows a professor from a university, and this professor told us exactly which material to use, and that's the material we use on all of our drive shafts and our CVDs and all the axle shafts in the fat axles. We all use this material, and I don't really hear a lot of complaints from customers regarding this type of product. So yeah, so I've been very lucky with this.
Well, yeah, listen, I mean, as Sean was saying, he would bring you an idea, and 2-3 weeks later you throw a prototype. You listen to the people. I mean, a lot of these guys are like, hey, I know what I'm doing, it's my business. Where you're taking people's ideas or opinions and trying to make it into a reality.
I think that's the smart way to be a business owner, right? Is you have to listen to your customers. And also RC is the only thing pretty much I have ever done in my life. I mean, I had some summer jobs. I worked at FedEx at one point as a summer intern, but other than that, my full-time work, I have never worked for anybody else. So I'm really an RC lifer, and I want to continue to be in the RC industry. And for the first, I would say 10 years that I came back to Hong Kong after I graduated, I was very focused with computer programming. I sat behind the desk. I didn't have to talk to anybody. I didn't know anybody. And that actually gave me a lot of time to program and to focus on the website stuff. But in the recent few years, I've really came out and met a lot of people. And I think it's a big transition for me at that point. But that was something that I was very willing to do, and I embraced it. I actually tried to get some of my colleagues to, hey, can you show your face, reply some messages on Facebook. And sometimes I see them hesitating for whatever reason it is, but I'm out there, and I'm an RC lifer, and I hope to stay in this industry for a very long time. I mean, right now I'm 36 years old, and I already have 20 years of experience. So I hope to use my experience and the time I still have to continue to help the hobby, bring out good products, lower the cost, see how I can use technology to merge the products with, technology, see where I can bring it.
Yeah, because that's one of the things, like between BoomRacing and ATs, like the customer service is like a lot of time you'd send an email and it's actually you emailing back like within hours of like receipt, and the customer service is second to none, like in my opinion. You actually care and reach out back to people, like, for the owner of the company to do that, like,
Yeah, I give myself the title for BoomRacing Chief Happy Officer because every day I check the emails as well. I look at what people are buying, what people are complaining about, and based on those information, I talk to all of my colleagues. So when you say I reply, are you talking about literally me replying? Because I do reply a lot of the people.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Literally, I get an email back from you, and it's like, wow, it's like, a lot of these companies, you would get some person just randomly sending you an email, but then you actually take the time to respond to a lot of people. So that means a lot to people, like the customer service,
Absolutely, I understand that. And, at the end of the day, I still feel like I'm running a small business. And so that's what I do, whatever is required to be done. So if it's replying emails or, sending the packages out, I pretty much do whatever is necessary here.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is
Awesome. Any more in the chat? Anybody see any questions? I know Story was in there with Brian. He said he was at Motorama with you when he came down. James Story Rice.
Yeah, I see Javier back as well. Welcome back, Javier. He's muted and camera is off too.
Yeah.
So it's getting near time to wrap this up too, anyway.
So here's an interesting fact to share is I know you guys are all ex-Army, and I'm in Hong Kong. We don't have an Army in Hong Kong. Growing up, I never had an Army experience, right? But I have some family members that were in the U.S. Army, and it's my dad's brother, older brother. He's right now, I think he's approaching 90 years old. He's up in San Francisco. He went to the U.S. to study medicine, and he got sent to the Vietnam War. And then when he came back, he started his medical practice, and I think he was pretty successful with that. And then another person is my sister-in-law. My sister-in-law, April, she is from Ohio, and she was in the Navy. And when this was before she met my brother, and I know she told me that the Navy put her through college, so it helped her out. And now they're in Austin. They're in Austin, Texas, with my two nephews and my niece in Austin, Texas. And I also have a sister. She's living in Arizona right now with my parents. So I'm the only one pretty much in my family that's left in Hong Kong. So hopefully I can, my wife, she's Canadian, and she's been bugging me, hey, when are we leaving? When are we going back? And I say, okay, why don't we, I say, the RC industry in Canada is a lot smaller, and it'll be really difficult for us to move to Canada. So I said, okay, why don't we meet in the middle and go to the US? And she's like, yeah. So okay. So that's something that we're working towards.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep, we got you, Javier. Yep.
Jason, thank you for your family service, brother. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for you guys as well.
So there is another question there for you, Jason. Any Arizona events planned, or do you plan on making any parts for the semi trucks?
Semi trucks, not at this moment. We have a really small team, so our hands are tied right now with all the crawler stuff. So semi truck, I don't think we're doing anything at this point. Regarding Arizona events, Sean and I actually talked about like the events in Arizona a lot. He knows a lot about the local scene. Sean, do you want to say a few words about, what's happening in Arizona and what we've talked about and maybe what the future can be? Do you guys have an Arizona chapter right now for Operation 11 Charlie?
We are in the works. We are in the works for that.
I would I was in the military, and I would be more than willing to help out in any way if you're to get you guys set up here.
Oh, thank you, Sean, for your service, brother. Didn't know that. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, anything I can do, just definitely hit me up, and I'll try to help facilitate in any way I can.
Definitely. Yes, we in Arizona. Actually, we have a bunch of guys that have reached out to us. We just need to have the opportunity to be there and start a chapter out there.
Yeah, I've met numerous people over the years through RC that we all kind of have an equal dislike of crowds. So
yes,
kind of go run around by ourselves, and
exactly.
And so it's, yeah, I definitely see the work you guys are doing, and I appreciate it. It's definitely well received.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, me and Jason have talked extensively about going to different things. Once he comes back, allowed to come back to the States, we're definitely going to be hitting a lot of events and possibly maybe trying to get something going on here. Arizona's a little bit light as far as the big, huge name like Frontline by the Fire type events and stuff like that. Most everything here is very I guess locally manufactured. Like any G6 is purely done here. They don't reach out to anybody as far as like trying to bring in like massive brands and stuff like that. So we're definitely going to try to get involved in it. It's way outside of anything I've ever done, and it's my wife. And and so it's way outside my comfort zone. Jason's very familiar with it. I can definitely do it, and we can make it happen. But if it's going to be definitely a lot of work. We can do it though. But anything you guys need, let me know, and I will do whatever I can.
Thank you.
And what part of Arizona are you in, Sean?
I'm in Gilbert, suburb of Phoenix, Mesa.
Okay.
It's all one giant city now. So
yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, definitely next year we are planning to go to Arizona at some point. So definitely we'll be reaching out, brother.
When you do reach out to me, I know an amazing amount of great places. If you go, I got about 60 different videos of different locations I go to, and on YouTube, and there's a lot of really good places that we've discovered that are kind of little hidden gems. So
perfect. And that's what we want to do. We want to take our guys, state groups, or veterans to special locations like that, so we could go out crawling and just hanging out, building that brotherhood.
There's another group down here too that does a lot, Operation Shockwave.
Okay.
It does a lot of stuff here too, and maybe get them involved a little too.
Definitely. Amazing job, guys. I'm very proud of you guys. I was listening, eating over here, and I'm very proud of you guys. Amazing job tonight.
Was it good food at least?
It was good. It was decent. It was decent. It was good. It was all right. I had my wife is saying, what? No, she liked it. Okay, let's try here with me. So she yeah. we had an amazing weekend here. And topping this weekend off with this show here tonight with Jason and Sean here, just incredible, guys. Incredible.
Thank you for having us.
Well, thank you very much. Really appreciated it.
Thank you. Sean, what else, guys, you got going on? You're the boss, Sean.
Yeah, that's it. I think we've pretty much been through a lot of it already.
Yeah,
So
I mean, it could go on and on, but we do have to end.
I
Yes,
know,
yes,
yeah. I could
yes,
go on.
yes.
I could talk about them shells behind them for days. Like this show
Right.
could go on to
My
tomorrow
goodness,
morning. Even.
I was looking at the video and looking at Jason's background. It was like, what?
I know.
My
Yeah.
goodness. Sean tonight, instead of counting sheeps, he's gonna be counting rigs.
He's
Yeah,
gonna be rewatching
yeah.
this video.
I
Yeah.
know, right?
That's it. Screen my backdrop will be Jason's backdrop. Nobody screenshot it.
That's one thing we've noticed with new inductees coming in. The
Yes.
scale side they seem to hold on to, where they can
Yes.
make stuff with what Rob does, with what Boom does. They
Yes.
fully customize their own, make it personal to themselves. Where
Yes.
go buy RTR and just run it. A lot of the guys like to customize it and see what you have to offer is good for everybody to see.
To interject on that too a little bit, I think where the scale side really comes in is from what I've watched other veterans and stuff.
Yes.
There's a hyperfixation to it where people will make it theirs and nothing really matters for just a little while.
Exactly.
And I think that's why some of my greatest moments have literally been walking through the desert in the morning before sunrise, chasing a little orange truck through the desert.
Yes.
And it's for just a couple, 2, 3, 4 hours, nothing else matters but getting the little tires over the rock.
Yes.
And I think that there is the scale side opens that up way more to the hyperfixation than bouncing off a rock.
Yes, yes, Sean. Well said right there, Sean. And that is the main focus that we have here in Operation Lemon Charlie. Whatever makes comfortable our warriors, that's what we do. And a lot of guys, like my personal experience that I have told you guys many times when I was building my first kit, right? I was doing that for a whole year, building it and upgrading it without me getting out of the house, right? So stuff like that, that's what works for the guys and make them feel comfortable. It's just amazing. You hit that right there, Sean, and that's what we trying to do here in Operation 11 Charlie. You know, just fight PTSD, fight veteran suicide with whatever works for our warriors in the RC. Yeah,
Awesome. Yeah, the scale, the dollhouse, as we like to call it. That's where it's at. The dollhouse. So,
Yes.
Get it 24, Sean, then we'll talk.
no, definitely not.
don't get Sean started, man.
Oh,
Had to
that's
ruin his
actually yeah. Well, that's actually something. When is your 24th coming out, Jason, or is it out already?
The 24th?
I know you were
SCX
releasing
24.
the 124.
Yeah, 24 scale.
Oh, we don't have anything planned.
I thought you had a small 124th plant, no, or was that all like just rumors on the internet?
Oh, we've talked about it, but
Yeah.
there's not much more than talking.
Now you made me super happy. Just keep talking about it. Don't release it.
Tell
Okay,
him you're
Sean.
making one and he'll buy it. Trust me.
Yeah, right.
Now I'm super happy. Definitely they're not releasing one. That's awesome.
Don't make this mistake I did. Don't buy one and then upgrade it. Just buy all the upgrades and don't buy one. Because
Yeah.
by the time you're said and done, you throw all the stuff in the dumpster anyway and put all the upgrades on.
Yeah.
Make sure you buy
That's
one of
it.
my bodies, though. All right.
Yeah.
Awesome job, guys. I think Sean, we should start saying our goodbyes, right?
Yeah.
I just want to say again, Jason, before we start saying our goodbyes, thank you again for being here. The amazing weekend that we had, that we're gonna talk more in our show next Monday. I just want to say thank you to everybody at the event in Utah, right? Cody, Sky RC, West Desert Willie, Logan, Miles, all the veterans that were out there. Everybody, it's so many people out there. They make us veterans feel so comfortable, right? And that is what it's all about. It was just incredible. The outing, taking us out on the one-to-ones. Also, I want to say thank you to our warriors that were the event in No Man Left Behind back in Florida. Thank you, the guys, Frank, Peter, Enrique, Ronald, everybody that was there, and the family members that was out there. No Man Left Behind, that event that Sean Larman and the guys do out there. It's just incredible. I just want to say thank you so much, guys.
Well, on that one, on the No Man Left, isn't there some online raffle stuff we were supposed to?
Yes, there's an online raffle going on. I posted it on our private group. And I know I've seen a bunch of guys jumping in that, but it's like 7 items out there. I don't even want to try to open it here because my computer's gonna crash. But yes, it's a bunch of stuff, guys. I think it was a Riff 99, micro servo, a Winch, 777, if I'm not mistaken. It's a bunch of $299, the whole package from Reef, guys, and I believe it's $8, $8 a spot, and it's like 75 spots right there.
Awesome.
Nice. So before the goodbyes, our next week guest, My Trick RC, correct?
Correct. You got it right, brother. My Trick RC. Next Monday. And we are looking forward to it. It's going to be amazing, guys. Again, I'm so proud of you guys, of everything, right? Everything that you guys do. The community in general has shown us so much love, and they, especially this weekend, all over the place. And you guys are what make Operation 11 Charlie. All our supporters, all our reps, you guys, your families, you guys will make Operation 11 Charlie. I was so proud of how people see us out there this weekend, all of you guys. So I just thank you so much, man. Other than that, yeah, I think we should start saying our goodbyes. I don't see my computer when I'm watching here on my phone. So Sean, you could start asking the goodbyes because I can't see who's on the panel.
No problem. We'll start with, let me see, Justin or Jake, sorry.
Oh, hi. I'm still up here. Thank you everyone for coming out tonight, and thank you Sean and Jason for spewing some boom racing knowledge on us all, and we'll see everyone next Monday.
No problem. Josh.
Hey, yeah, I want to thank our guests, everybody on the panel, of course, and everybody in chat for the support and everything. Yeah, anytime we're able to spend and camaraderie with people of this caliber in this community is a good day.
Amen. Well said, brother.
Well said. Jesse.
I just want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. Thank you to our veterans and your families, and huge thank you to Jason and Sean for hanging out with us tonight, or this morning for Jason.
Yeah, especially with the time difference for Jason. Scale Rat.
Hey guys, hey, thank you for having me on again. I really don't mind coming on here every Monday, 8 o'clock, spend time with you guys. I love seeing what everybody brings to the table. I love hearing about all the ventures that you guys are bringing out to all the communities all over the US, abroad, hopefully, that would be amazing. And I love you guys, and thank you every day for the service that you guys have done for our country.
Thank you, Robert.
Matt.
Thanks to Jason and Sean for coming on, being part of the show, sharing your product you have, Jason, and Sean for being there to help Jason as someone to spread the word of boom here. Sean, thank you for your service to all the men and women who have served this country and are serving this country. We thank you. See everybody next Monday night.
Cool.
It was great meeting you guys through Zoom, and I look forward to meeting you guys in person.
Likewise.
Awesome.
Be great to meet you in person.
Definitely.
We hope you can make it to USTE.
For sure.
Yeah.
Let's keep in touch.
Yes.
So
how do I keep in touch with all of you guys?
Definitely, Jason.
How do I do that?
Well, we have through Matt. You could get a hold of us through Matt.
Yeah, I can give you everybody's name, Jason. I'll send it back.
Okay.
Yeah, and you have my email. You definitely have my email address. Me and you even back and forward. lots
Your
of
email's
times.
probably in his spam folder, Sean.
It probably is, like, you know, me and him have went back lots of times about when I was getting parts for all these trucks, like, so. Because most of these, like,
Yeah,
that's
right on Instagram.
every one of these trucks, the whole top row and all of these, they're all from Asia Tees, like.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the business.
Yeah. So Sean, you want to say your? Sean, can you hear us?
Oh.
Sean Rush.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
There's two of us here. I got a little confused.
No,
Thanks for
spell your name right, though. You know.
Oh well, yeah. Thanks for having me on here, man. I really appreciate it, and I'm really glad you guys do the good work that you guys do, because it does mean a lot to a lot of people. And
thank you, Sean.
I will be there with Jason to come meet you guys.
Awesome.
That'd be
Looking forward
awesome.
to it.
Yeah. So Jason and Sean, thank you for being here tonight, and thank your families, as Bennett would say, for allowing you to spend the time with us tonight. And everybody in the chat, thank you so much for the support. You show Operation 11 Charlie week in and week out. Without you guys, this wouldn't be possible. Like when we do raffles, when we do anything, these are all there to show the support. So it's really appreciated. And Javier, as usual, thank you for making me a part of it, brother.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you for what you guys do, man. I cannot express it enough how proud I am of you guys, man. The amazing work that we have done this years is showing up, and the people see it, and I'm very proud of you guys. Without this is a team effort, so I'm very proud of you guys. Before we say goodbye, Sean, I think you're gonna have to give me back the power so I could kill this, right?
Oh yeah, hold on.
If not, we're gonna be live for 24 hours. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much for the support. Sean, Jason, stay here real quick so we can say our proper goodbyes,
Okay.
on private. Thank you guys for the not to that one, Sean, to the other one. Hold on.
To the other one. Hold on.
Yeah, because that's the phone. I don't want to.
Thanks, Jake, for sharing that link in there.
Yeah,
Thank
no
you.
problem.
And thank you, and of course, Jake, thank you for putting the how many more days we have before UST.
Somebody's got to do it, I guess.
Oh, Javier won't let me, because you're the host. You have to change it.
Oh, so hold
you have
on
to
a
send
second.
it over.
You got two hobbies. You got twin.
I know that's
Yeah,
yeah.
What's going on?
Now, how do I do this? Let me see.
Live and uncut version.
Just where it says
Uncut, guys.
participants. Yeah, so where it says participants, just swap host over. So
Got it.
there you go.
Give it to the other Javier.
Is this part of
Not
the
this
bulk
Javier.
For some reason, Matt is the host.
Let's say Matt's
That's the host.
right
Matt,
Am I the
Yeah, for
host?
some reason, Matt just got the host.
Matt has the power tonight.
Matt has the power.
Matt's the most computer illiterate guy on here. Not good.
Uh-oh.
I love the chat here, so people are gonna be cracking up.
Oh my God. Bear
got
with
it.
us. Hold on,
No,
I can
no.
make you host. Ready?
Yep. Let me see.
Avi's got it.
I gave you the power.
Well, which one? Hold on a second.
The one that your face is on is what I clicked.
Okay.
How many
okay.
veterans does it take to end a stream?
Oh my God. We need a Navy guy here. Where's my Navy guy? Anyway, thank you guys for the support. Let me see. Hopefully I could kill this right here. Thank you guys for the support. We'll see you next Monday. My Trick RC. Be safe out there, people. Later. And